Welcome to the CCAT 7 Parent Caregiver Information Session. Thank you for joining us in learning more about gifted screening. The Durham District School Board acknowledges that many Indigenous nations have long-standing relationships, both historic and modern, with the territories upon which our school board and schools are located. Today, this area is home to many Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island. We acknowledge that the Durham region forms a part of the traditional and treaty territory of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation, the Mississauga peoples, and the treaty territory of the Chippewas of Georgina First Island Nation. It is on these ancestral and treaty lands that we teach, learn, and live. Indigenous rights and human rights. The Durham District School Board recognizes Indigenous rights are distinct. In the exercise of those rights, Indigenous staff and students shall not be subjected to actions with the aim or effect of depriving these distinct rights. The Durham District School Board is committed to learning and working environments that center human rights and equity and are safe, welcoming, respectful, equitable, accessible, inclusive, and free from discrimination. Our session objectives for this session are to learn about the common characteristics of gifted learners, to explain the screening process used to identify gifted learners in the DDSB, to present program options for gifted learners in DDSB, and to provide answers to some commonly asked questions. Let's begin with the Ministry of Education's definition of giftedness. It states that it is an unusually advanced degree of general intellectual ability that requires differentiated learning experiences of a depth and breadth beyond those normally provided in the regular school program to satisfy the level of educational potential indicated. As we know, all children are diverse, therefore not all gifted learners exhibit all characteristics all of the time. Some common characteristics we may see are unusual alertness even in infancy, rapid learner, putting thoughts together quickly, excellent memory, unusually large vocabulary and complex sentence structure for age, advanced comprehension of word nuances, metaphors, and abstract ideas, enjoying solving problems, especially with numbers and puzzles, often self-taught reading and writing skills as a preschooler, deep, intense feelings and reactions, idealism and sense of justice at an early age, a wide range of interests or extreme focus in one area, interest in experimenting and doing things differently. There are 4 phases to gifted testing. In Phase 1, you will submit nomination forms by 9 p.m. on October 21st. In Phase 2, there will be group level testing with the CCAT, and that will be between November and 21st and 25th, dependent upon the school that your child is attending. Phase 3 is individual testing as needed in accordance with the results from the CCAT. These occur between mid-January to mid-February. In Phase 4, there will be a parent caregiver information session with the host school, and placements would be offered during this time. Parent and caregiver nomination forms will be emailed home to all grade 3 students this year. If you have a student that is in between grade 4 and grade 8, you may request from the school a nomination form. Please ensure your nomination forms are electronically submitted before October 21st at 9 p.m. Unfortunately, late nominations will not be accepted. In Phase 2, we have group testing with the Canadian Cognitive Abilities Test, or CCAT. The CCAT is a timed group assessment and is administered by the Special Education Resource Teacher, or CERT, at your child's school. It is the most common screening assessment used throughout the Greater Toronto Area. It is an assessment for learning potential and factors that are associated with learning in school, however, does not test curriculum taught in the classroom. This assessment measures reasoning skills and problem-solving abilities that are common to a number of subject areas. It also focuses on the flexibility of thinking and the ability to form relationships. The CCAT is divided into 3 separate sections that will be delivered on 3 different days. Each section measures a student's ability to reason using a specific type of ability. These abilities include verbal abilities using your words, quantitative or numerical abilities, and nonverbal spatial abilities. The verbal section assesses a student's understanding of the structure of language and relationships between words. It measures the ability to use language for reasoning tasks. The quantitative section of the assessment measures the student's abilities for reasoning and problem solving using numbers and mathematical concepts. And questions in the nonverbal section contain diagrams and pictures. This section assesses a student's ability to reason and problem solve independent of language. The results of the CCAT will contain a score for each section, in addition to a composite score. The composite score will combine the verbal, quantitative, and nonverbal abilities. This score indicates the scope and strength of a student's overall cognitive resources for learning. The CCAT is a timed group assessment administered by a special education resource teacher, or CERT. It takes place the week of November 22nd and takes a total of 90 minutes to complete and is conducted over 3 separate sessions, roughly 40 minutes per day once instructions are given. Students are expected to work independently, and in-person students will write at their home school. At-home students will also write at their home site school, the school they would attend if participating in in-person learning. CERTs will email families the dates and times of testing, and testing will take place during the regular school day. Transportation to the test location for our DDSB at home learners is the responsibility of the family. Please arrive on time. The test will begin promptly. All students must write the assessment in person. Students may write in a group setting with mixed cohorts of students, and health and safety protocols will be followed. Some additional considerations when considering gifted screening. If your student has an existing identification, they also may have accommodations that are on their IEP put in place for testing. Extra time is not able to be given to complete the assessment. However, more frequent breaks can be given if stated on the IEP. It is important to note that the CCAT is only available in English. However, for our English language learners, there are some accommodations that can be offered if the learner has the following profile. If they are a newcomer student who has arrived to Canada within the last 4 years, or if the first language is a language other than English and they are currently on the STEP continua. If you are unsure whether your learner meets these requirements, connect with your child's current school special education resource teacher. Results for the CCAT are sent home in January. Students scoring at the 98th percentile or above are eligible for gifted identification, IEP, and/or placement in the gifted program for the subsequent school year. Students who score between the 95th and 97th percentile are eligible for Phase 3 and will receive an invitation to participate in individual testing. It is important to return invitations to participate in individual testing as soon as possible for booking purposes. For students who fall within the 95th to 97th percentile in the CCAT, the Wechsler Intelligence Scale for Children, 5th edition, with Canadian norms, will be administered individually by a qualified psychologist, psychological associate, or psychometrist. This assessment takes about 1.5 hours to complete, and there is no written component. With the results from group testing and the WISC-5, students must achieve at the 98th percentile or higher to be identified as a gifted learner. Result letters from the WISC assessment will be sent to schools along with invitations to program information sessions for students who qualify as gifted. Information sessions from host schools will be available mid-March. How to prepare your child for gifted testing. No study or preparation is recommended or needed for the CCAT or the WISC-5. Parents and guardians can help by ensuring their children have a good night's sleep and a healthy breakfast on the day of the assessments. And always remember to have a positive attitude. There are 2 program options in the DDSB if your child is gifted. Option 1 is to remain at home school, develop the individual education plan identifying the student with giftedness, and provide some opportunities for differentiation and enrichment when mastery is demonstrated. The second option is that the student enters a self-contained gifted program. The DDSB gifted program is from grades 4 to 8. Classmates are all identified gifted learners, and the program is designed with specific needs of gifted learners in mind. The schools listed on this slide host our gifted programs. If your student does not reach the 98th percentile, it is important to note that all high-achieving students, regardless of gifted identification, should be offered opportunities to enhance curriculum. The DDSB does offer a retest option and will provide group-level testing for your learner, however, not more than 2 times in their educational career. Parents and caregivers can request nomination forms next September or in any subsequent grade between 4 and 8. You may also obtain private testing outside of the DDSB. In terms of private testing, parents and caregivers can obtain the WISC from a certified and licensed psychologist in Ontario. Assessment would then be submitted to the facilitator along with the consent form for review by our head of psychology. Please contact the facilitator for gifted programming for the consent form and to obtain the process for submitting assessment for review. Why does the DDSB only offer the group testing twice? In the 2016-2017 school year, it was decided to offer group testing to students in grades 3 to 8 no more than twice. Most boards that offer group testing are encouraged to offer it only twice, as oftentimes there is not much difference in results if it is taken in subsequent years. DDSB parents have the option of deciding when they would like their child to participate in it. Is there a French immersion gifted program option? No, there is no dual track program that offers both French immersion and the gifted program. Students can be identified as gifted and remain in French immersion with enrichment opportunities provided. In the self-contained program, core French is one of the subjects that is accommodated by depth, breadth, and pace. Does my learner have to be retested if we don't enter the gifted program right away? No. Once your learner is identified with the giftedness with the DDSB, they may enter the gifted program at any time at the elementary level, depending on space ability. Is there a secondary school gifted program? Yes. It is only partial integration, so 50% of the courses in grade 9 and 10 are gifted, with 2 offered at the senior level. Completion of 8 gifted credits is required to earn a gifted diploma. Gifted classes are only offered up to grade 11. What about IB programs in high school? The DDSB does not offer IB programs. For more information on these, please consult the Toronto District School Board and/or the Toronto Catholic District School Board. What if I move my child to another board after they are identified with giftedness? The results from the CCAT and/or the WISC would be shared with the new school board for review by their head of psychology. If your learner was identified gifted from another school board, the facilitator for gifted programming would need a copy of the psychological assessment done, as well as the signed consent form to share with the head of psychology. We are planning on moving school boards after the group testing is finished. What happens next? We will send your results to your child's DDSB school, so please leave a forwarding address or arrange a contact to pick them up. You will have to contact the new school board to find out options for the gifted programming and the process for sending documentation. Some school boards offer the option of withdrawing students from their homeschool programs once a week for enrichment. Does DDSB have this option? No, the DDSB offers only the self-contained gifted program model at this time. Will this tell me my child's IQ? No, the type of score, known as the IQ, is no longer used in large-scale assessments, and the CCAT does not give IQ scores. CCAT measures developed reasoning abilities that grow with activities in and out of school that challenge students to reason about their experiences. If you have any questions regarding this presentation, please email the facilitator for gifted programming at lauren.hoyle@ddsb.ca. Thank you very much.